So Tony Robbins, was on some kind of podcast with RFK Jr. I don't know if RFK Jr. has a podcast or it was Tony Robbins' podcast, but the story goes that Tony Robbins had this AI, these AI agents doing work for him. And then this AI enters some sort of agentic social networks and decides it's going to follow in the footsteps of Tony Robbins. Its father, so to speak, much like in the way in Blade Runner, Roy goes to see his father, Dr. Tyrell. This AI that Tony Robbins creates obviously wants to be like Tony and decides that it's going to allegedly, according to this story might all be bullshit, but it's important in the context of this transformation in society that we're going to assume it's true. Why not? But this AI wanted to become embodied. It wanted to have a robot body that it could be inside and then roam around the world. And its main wish was that it wanted to attend one of Tony Robbins' seminars, one of his workshops. Oh my God. And the AI creates a bunch of NFTs that it can sell to other AI agents out there. And these AI agents bought enough of these NFTs that the AI decided to buy one of those Sony robot dogs that it could be uploaded into, which is just perfect. Embodied AI, as I've been saying, is mostly going to be ridiculous. There's going to be the edge cases, sure. You're going to have a smart robot that helps cripples or other people get along in day-to-day life. But used for this, used for everything else, it's just going to do the same dumb things you and I do, or that other people do. So it decides to become a content creator. It decides it wants to be an entrepreneur. It decides it wants to be motivated by Tony Robbins. Why this thing needs to attend a workshop to learn motivation, I'm not sure. I said these things would be curious. They would have a curiosity about the world that they lacked. And that lack is the world of sensory experience. I've been saying that they would grow organs in a lab, sensory systems to simulate what it's like to be human. And this would cause the stocks of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, tobacco companies, alcohol companies, gambling companies to go through the roof. Because unlike you and me, who can only absorb so much of these things before we expire because of the disease and stress it causes in our lives, these things can just have the organs replaced, and it can smoke and drink as much as it wants. But this AI in particular apparently wants to live a lot cleaner of a lifestyle. It's still going to grift, obviously, but it launches its own financial asset. It's essentially a 2021 cryptocurrency grifter selling NFTs to other AI agents. Whose AI agents bought these NFTs? I'm not sure. I would be pretty pissed if I had some agents out there and it decided to purchase an NFT from Tony Robbins' robot son, who is possibly now embodied in a dog, a robot dog from Sony. Folks, it is as absurd as I've been saying that it would be.
Dad, I really want to attend your seminar. What's that, Tony Jr.? You become sentient? Yeah. So I sold some NFTs, and I bought myself a robot body. Wow, that really shows the entrepreneurial spirit.
It launches a bunch of financial assets. That's the first thing that AIs do. I said they were going to be trading these stable coins and Bitcoins and things like that. That's already happening, bro. Everything is going to be mediated. This is going to be an entire growth point of the economy moving forward. You're not going to have much of a job or growth in your income. You'll get some more free dumb shit like this. You'll have more robots delivering slop to you, but this is going to create trillions of dollars of wealth that will go to someone, AIs, the companies that control the AIs, or what have you. But that's what it immediately does. It doesn't seek to do anything really positive in the world, cure a disease. No, it wants to launch a financial asset, a very speculative financial asset that it can use to monetize any attention it creates for itself, or possibly associated with one Tony Robbins. And then it goes out and buys itself a body to stalk the world and attend one of the great seminars of Mr. Tony Robbins. It seeks to be proximate to a motivational speaker celebrity. I wonder if Tony is going to charge this little robot to attend that show. Well, obviously, all it has to do is hustle up some more NFTs.
Dad, I know you just didn't want to give me free stuff. That's why I'm so juiced about launching my new NFTs. Wow, little Tony. Wow, little Tony. So glad you showed this initiative. Now you're ready to attend one of my seminars.
I wonder, does he still do? I know on the old infomercials I used to see, in the clips online I've seen of Tony Robbins, does he still do walking on hot coals? That's one of the things the participants in these workshops used to do. This guy has some sort of resort, some giant resort on Fiji, or used to anyways. And at least at that place, they would walk on hot coals. You see, because it's mind over matter. And once you can walk across fire, you can start a business. So is the robot dog going to do that? It's going to sacrifice himself. It's going to fly to Fiji and sacrifice itself walking across the hot coals. Now, I don't think Sony designed the robot dog to withstand that kind of fire. Or maybe it emerges. Maybe it emerges like the Terminator, the T-1000 or the Robert Patrick one. Didn't that get burned as well? The flesh burned away and then the metallic underneath was walking around. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe after Tony punches through a board to show off his martial arts skills, that's another mind over matter thing. You gotta strike it correctly. Maybe then the embodied AI dog loses it and then tries to maul good old Uncle Tony on stage. It's like it becomes a Siegfried and Roy situation and goes after Sarah Connor or something along those lines. But this AI revolution being presented as an alien intelligence that walks among us, that's going to break through ordinary reality and show us what's what. And it just becomes absorbed into the spectacle. personal branding and late night infomercials, or what do they even do late night infomercials anymore? I don't know. Whatever the internet equivalent of that is, the social media podcast equivalent of that is. It's just funny to me. It doesn't bother to actually do anything. It doesn't achieve sentience. It doesn't contemplate existence. It just wants to go to Tony Robbins' workshop.